Hello everyone, welcome back to M99 GRAFX ARCA series here at the Backmarkers Racing League. Tonight, it is the season finale for ARCA Season 2, and we're closing it out here at beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Shark RC 150. Thank you so much for coming along on this ride, this journey. This entire season has been amazing, and we're super excited for where it's leading us to after this point. So please, make sure that you're tuned in to our social pages. Make sure you're subscribed to Extreme Sim TV as well. Thank you very much, Matthew, for having hosted us this season. And like I said, head over to our Facebook page, Backmarkers Racing League. It's the one that's most active. We have a Twitter page. We have an active Instagram as well, Backmarkers Racing League. Look for that B. That's where you'll find us. Either way, make sure, of course, as I said, subscribe and also go follow us on those pages so you can be aware of where we're going. Let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, it is qualifying here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the final time in ARCA Season 2. This, of course, is the Shark RC 150. Shark RC Bodies is where you can find all of your RC body needs for off-road buggies and short-course trucks. The bodies range from drag racing bodies, street stocks, late models, and more. You can find out more at sharkrcbodies.com. That is sharkrcbodies.com. I am your host, Rain Braun, alongside broadcast colleague Tyler Barnett. Tyler, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. A little sad that it's over for Season 2, but, I mean, all good things gotta come to an end, right?
All good things must come to an end, my buddy. All good things.
But I am pretty excited for tonight. I mean, we got a pretty solid show. This track with these ARCA cars, they're pretty grippy at first, and the cars will start to fade away, and then we'll start getting some spread out long runs. But that initial first 10, 15 laps is going to be really, really hectic for all of our drivers. There's not a lot of off-throttle time. And as you could tell, other than our pole sitter and second place Steve Loving, a lot of the times are super close, and they were super close in practice as well, even with the draft. So it's going to be a pretty interesting first 10, 15 laps here, and then once everything gets spread out, then I think it's going to be a lot of tire management and different lines here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. In turn 1, you got the high lane, you got the middle lane, and you got the low lane too. All three of them work well, and then in 3 and 4, you can either run the paint at the bottom, or you can run the wall in 3 and 4. So I expect to see a lot of good action. What do you think about tonight? How you feeling?
Well, let me tell you, I happened to actually get behind the wheel of the ARCA car today, and I ran it here at Vegas during the practice session, and something that was very, very apparent to me at the very least is that this track, I mean, we know this car, it's going to be loose. It's just how the ARCA car is. But man, coming out of turn 1, heading into turn 2, and coming out anytime around turn 2 and a decent amount too, sometimes turn 4, either one of those, usually not twice in the same lap, but it's either one or the other. You're gonna feel that rear end come right out from underneath you. You're gonna find yourself spinning. You're gonna have to lift. You're gonna have to adjust. It is real loose up in there trying to maintain that speed. And of course, that was with a little bit of a warmer track surface. It is nighttime here now.
Yeah, definitely. That track temp will come into play, and let's see what the track temp is at right now. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry, Adam was asking me a question, but the track temp is going to be 72 degrees, which is a relatively cool track temp. The temperature outside is going to be partly cloudy at 70 degrees with winds going north at 13 miles per hour. So That wind, it may not seem like a lot, but wind is huge in racing. Wind is a lot of... Sorry, I'm listening to Adam real quick. But
That's all right.
anyways,
You are on the
so
race comms, so.
yeah, I do my best to do both, but yeah, the wind's going up to 19 miles per hour now. Wind is a huge part of racing, especially if you get a tailwind where the wind's blowing at your rear end and then you go into a corner. A lot of the times it does upset the car and it could make your car loose, and then the other way, it could make your car tight, make your car slow. It's really, really interesting to see what wind can do as well as your track temp. Practice only had low usage, so 27% track state. So this is going to be an interesting race. I think throughout the race, the track will come in a little bit better. But this first 10, 15 laps, like I said, it's going to be full throttle and it's going to be real slick. So expect to see a lot of sideways cars. Hopefully we don't see a lot of wrecks, but it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I am fully anticipating some sideways cars. I think a lot of these guys, though, I was watching them in practice. Obviously, they were hot lapping. That's a lot different than running the long run. I think the difference is me and Anthony Cangelosi actually decided to run a 20-lap shootout against each other during the practice session. And the one thing I noticed is that when you're not really hot lapping, you can kind of hold it together. Especially when you feel it start to slip, you kind of let off a little bit. You just back out a little and try to regain your momentum. But the main thing that we ended up noticing is that as this race wears on and the tire wear catches in, you're coming into the wall at some point exiting turn 2 or possibly exiting turn 4. For me, it was a lot of turn 2 coming out, just tapping it ever so slightly along the back end or having it suck you in. It was definitely really intense, and I can imagine it's going to be a little frustrating because a lot of these cars, you're going to have nowhere to go even if you wanted to correct down. We're going to be 2-3 wide on some of these turns, and you're really not going to have any choice but to eat that wall a little bit and try to get out of it. But once you're in that wall, it holds you down.
Yeah, with the way these cars are shaped, they call it the Twisted Sister for a reason. But that rear end sticks out a little bit too far. It'll hook your car right into the wall, literally right into the wall, and it'll keep it there, and it's super hard to break it off. But with these cars, they like to get tight on a long run. A lot of the time... Sorry, there's a lot of chat going on. I'm going to turn these guys down. It's hard to concentrate because I want to make sure that they're not yelling at me. So anyways, so these cars, they are super peculiar, obviously. They're very, very odd shaped. They are not symmetrical at all. And they like to start loose, put a lot of wind on that right rear sticking out. But throughout the run, these setups, they just get tight. So that's why you're hitting the wall like that. And then especially on these D-shaped or quad ovals, where you're coming off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway where it's straight, that angle is going to be a little bit tighter. It's not going to have as much leeway as turn 4 where you get to go at a little bit of an angle. So turn 2, always going to be super tight coming off no matter where you are, as long as you're on a D-shaped track.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, as we've always said, these cars, they can be unforgiving at times as we're coming around to the green flag for the final time this season. Well, I mean, for the beginning of a race, that is. And we are going green here at the Shark RC 150 at Las Vegas. And we're already through the grass. Dave Grajewski. Dave Grajewski involved. Adam Boyle's involved. The race continues green. They were at the back, so it did not affect them a whole lot. Jacob Bradley. Jacob Bradley's on the apron.
I think he's going to just try and go to the back, work his way back towards the front. I mean, what does he have to lose, right? So his teammate, Johnny Rapp, is going to take the lead. Steve Loving in second, who has had bad luck all season, looking to take the lead here. I think he is going to be super hungry, super aggressive all night.
Absolutely, and not to mention, I mean, we're talking about it. This is an incredible lineup right here. Johnny Rapp, Steve Loving, Jay Bast, Michael Gudger, Dustin Bawley. These are all guys who, I mean, Johnny Rapp, he's come out of nowhere, shown up, but Steve Loving is a guy we've said repeatedly, where's his win? This man has been itching for that win. You know it's coming. You just don't know when. This is his last chance to do it in an ARCA before he moves up to trucks. Followed behind him, a one-time winner this season, Jay Bast, winning at Watkins Glen. He's had a little bit of trouble on the ovals, and he's the first
A
one
little
to
bit
admit
loose
that.
there.
He was a little bit backing out a little bit. You know, he has shown tremendous improvement on the ovals. He definitely has what it takes, but he is a road course ringer. Just behind him, you know, if I had to pick a favorite just for saying I want to see him win tonight, it's that 64 car of Michael Gudger. He's been hungry all season. He was hungry all last season. He desperately wants to take this win home. He didn't get the chance. He had a pretty good running at Bristol before he got turned at the end. I mean, there's a lot going on in his mind. He wants it. You know he wants it. Just to his outside there, Jonathan Cofield making the pass. A 3-time winner this season, I believe? Or is he 2 times only? It's hard to keep up at this point.
He is a 2-time winner. He almost made it 3 times. The first one to make it 3-time was going to be our boy Jacob Bradley, the championship winner. But I mean, he's been close. He's shown a lot of speed. He's been one of the only few people that have been able to keep pace with Jacob Bradley and pass him. One of the very, very few people. I think I've only seen Logan and maybe Blake do it as well.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, Logan Monteith and Blake Hoppy are not here tonight. They had prior obligations and could not finish out the season's finale here. Wish they were, because, I mean, you just know either of those guys would have been taking it right now. They'd be taking this race, taking it to the leaders, putting on an incredible clinic, especially Blake Hoppy, how he'd been performing for the majority of this season. Pretty much a podium or a top 5 almost every race. He was absolutely killing it.
Yeah, for sure. Blake was really, really impressive this season. He put in a lot of work throughout the season and the off season as well. He was coming to me a lot for advice, and I was doing the best I could to articulate some advice and try and teach him what I knew about this car. And obviously he's been putting in that work, so I did not expect him to do as well as he did. And Logan Monteith, I always have high expectations out of him, so unfortunately those two are not going to make it. I know Logan said he's sick. I didn't see why Blake was going to miss it, but either way, if they're watching the broadcast, we miss you guys as always, and wish you guys are back out here, but we're going to see you guys in a truck next season in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Another name we're talking about here who's just made his way up to 4th, passing his teammate in off-the-wall racing, Jay Bass, is Dustin Bawley. He's a 1-time winner this season. He won at Atlanta, our 2nd race of the season, and he is absolutely... If you talk to him, he's way too humble about himself. He definitely has a far higher ability than he ends up giving himself credit for a lot of the time. And you'll hear us talk in an interview, and he'll say, you know, I'm happy to bring it home in one piece. I'm looking for a podium. I'd love to get a 2nd place. And I mean, he's a top competitor. This guy, he can win. And that's just flat out the truth. And he's moving in, running off the wall racing in trucks next season, as is Jay Bass. They're both sticking with the team. And a crazy close call there with Joseph Gregory and Jay Bass.
He has put in the work. He started 16th, and he's up to moving into 5th now, it looks like.
Joseph Gregory is up 11 positions.
He's been a dark horse. He started out a little bit rough, and I think he either came close to missing the first race at Iowa, the first race that he joined, or he barely made it in. But either way, he's come up strong. He's come alive late in the season, and he's going to be a contender for next season, I think, with this performance. Kevin Baumler, too, he's looking really solid as well, battling with Samuel Stoner and Brian Brobst right now. Michael Gudger falling back a little bit. It looks like he wore out those tires. You got Carter Dyson. He needs a top 5 to be able to promote onto the truck series. Right now, he's running 12th from 18th. And I think he has a good opportunity to. He's always good on those long runs, and we're going to see what he can do. Right behind him is going to be Robert Brobst. Apparently, he's blinking a little bit, so he kind of checked up. Started 13th. He's now running 13th, so neutral gains on him, and he's got a little bit of ways to go to get back up through the field. Peter Stewart came off a pretty solid run these last couple weeks, and he's been putting it on him. He's going to be in the truck series next season, so I think he's trying to turn his bad luck around now and get it all fresh and sorted for the truck season.
Bad
as well
luck,
as
he is 6th in points right now. So, I mean, he's having an incredible season all in all.
He is. I mean, with those bad runs that he had in the mid-season, it's incredible that he is 6th right now. It just shows his ability. He's super solid. Tyler DeTalent, too. He's had a on and off season. He's ran really well throughout the season, but just wasn't able to get those finishes. He's been He's been up and down, like I said, and I know his birds ain't real car is coming through the field right now, trying to get past Peter Stewart. Right behind him, one of your drivers, Austin Holbrook. Tell me about him.
You see, Austin Holbrook is he's one of those drivers where, I mean, if I told you right now, name me a driver from NASCAR series who is money, pound for pound, a top competitor, you would call him for top tens, podiums, even wins. And something happens and he can't quite get it done. I mean, that's the guy. That's him right there. I can't think of anybody personally that's coming to mind right now, but that is Austin Holbrook. He has come so close so many times. He's had unbelievable runs. He's just on the edge of that amazing finish. And unfortunately, just the nature of stock car racing, there will be an accident 17 cars ahead of him somehow, just because of a pit cycle. And the one spot on the track he tries to go to get out of it is the only spot that ends up collecting somebody. It's just, it's awful, you know? I mean, it can miss everybody and hit Austin, is the way it feels. And that just feels terrible for a guy who is just an incredibly, incredibly talented driver. And if it wasn't for those incidences, if it wasn't running into those kind of scenarios, he'd be a championship contender. He'd be up there fighting Dustin, I'm sure, for third place.
We almost had a huge wreck.
Where was that?
So lap 14 coming off a turn 4 with Brian Brobst. Him and the 51 car got into it a little bit. They both saved it. Good save on both of them, but they were sideways coming off of 4, and you could see Brian, he dropped like a rock all the way down to 16th. He went right past the guys we were talking about, actually. Just parachuted right by him. But he's running back there right now, going to try and get those tires back in order and start coming back through the field. He was having a great run, him and the 51 car. But we have Austin Holbrook, like we were talking about, could only say good things about him except for his luck. He's getting his way around Tyler DeTala right now, trying to keep those tires cool on that low line, not pushing the issue too bad. But he's on the fence of a top 10 right now, and I do think that he's going to be a huge contender next season for the ARCA Series Championship.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're taking a look here. We have some other guys in this whole pack. I mean, it's definitely a chance to highlight some of the names we're going to be seeing continue on. Taron Motokurti, that 51 car, he had the top time in practice, the fastest lap, and it was by a lot. He had an incredible run in practice.
We have a pretty nasty battle here for 23rd. For 22nd, my bad. We have Tanner and Brady Powers going at it. They were duking it out for a second.
Yeah, they still are. I mean, taking a look here, Brady Powers seems to have, I guess, run a different scheme than he intended to tonight. Unfortunately, usually that's the Captain Crunch number, so he's currently running the 22. That is Adam Boyle's traditionally. But Tanner Prater, another person who was wowing during practice, really putting down some good laps. But trouble is, I mean, that's just the way this field shakes out. You know, sometimes you get shuffled to the back, and then you end up, trying to work your way back to the front. Somebody we should be talking about here, Jacob Bradley. He is currently back in 25th, running with Clifton Simmons, Charles Broderick, and Adam Boyles back here. And he is a good distance sitting off of the leaders here, who, as a matter of fact, I haven't had the opportunity to mention, Jonathan Cofield did take over the lead from Johnny Rapp quite a few laps ago.
We have a tight battle here. We have a tight battle for 9th right now with Carter Dyson and Joseph Gregory. They almost touched going into 1. This is a fun battle to watch right now with Robert coming in the background just prowling. He's ready to come up through the field right here. Look at Robert with a huge run coming off of turn 2. He's going to get the draft from both cars, be able to create a huge air pocket, so he's going to be able to suck right up to the rear end. Carter not quite clear 100%.
Oh, look at Robert getting right up behind them.
I bet you Carter is a little frustrated with that.
Robert Brobst, that number 5, he's catching on to that 26 car fast.
Yeah, and I mean, if Joseph keeps on trying to side draft that 15, that 5 is going to go blow by both of them with a huge run.
Whoa! The 12, or the 15 himself. Rather, cuts him off just in time. Oh, they're door touched! Joseph Gregory, Robert Brobst, door touch. Quite a lot of damage to the 26, not a lot to the 5. You can't hurt Tony the Tiger.
at that point, I kind of agree with Carter. I mean, he's racing you a little too hard for that, and he just had to clear as much as possible.
Dropping back a little bit here. Looking at the 32, Mr. Moonpie. I believe, where, no. Yep, there he is, Mr. Moonpie. Just getting around Brian Brobst. He's looking at the tail of Terran in that 51. He is shuffling his way up the field. He is up 6 positions. And again, as I said, Terran, he had the fastest lap in not qualifying, but in the practice session by a decent amount. He's up 9 positions so far from since the start of this race.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad himself. I like seeing that Mr. Moonpie machine working his way towards the front. He's always been a solid guy coming from the back to the front. We've seen it a couple times this season. And this battle between Austin Holbrook and Tyler DeTalent's finally somewhat over. Austin's going to be riding 12th right now, but they're going to be side by side. Robert Brobst and Joseph Gregory side by side. We're going to see the same thing that we did with Carter and Joseph right here. We're going to watch Austin Holbrook get a huge run in the middle of the field, or middle of the track, sorry. As the 26 drifts up a little bit, burns that right front off. Robert ripping the wall. He's going to get a huge run. And the 12 car is getting that big run, and he's going to set it up for the corner exit right here. If you can see this, he is trailing behind the 5 car, going to get sucked right up next to the 26 in the middle of the corner. That's a very impressive move. And the 12 is going to come shooting by.
There he's going to clear.
He's going to clear that 26. He's going to almost be there with the 5, but he's going to tuck in the line and readjust
29.
for next lap.
29 coming down underneath the 26, looking to get some there too. Peter Stewart,
oh,
right,
he got a little tight
behind him.
He got a little tight, and I think Tyler DeTalent, I think he was going to try and hang in the middle because he thought Peter was going high, and Peter thought he was going to block him high, so a little bit of a racing incident that slowed up the momentum, but no harm, no foul, right? Side by side, here comes Austin Holbrook going back into the top 10, starting 19th. Good run for him already.
He is pulling away from
Hold on, we have Johnny
26
Rapp back to the lead. Johnny Rapp back to the lead. Let's see what happened here. Because Cofield looked like he got super loose in one of the corners, but we're watching this mid-pack battle right now. This has been
there's
really
just
fun.
so much good stuff going on. We're just so used to this front field stand, pretty similar. Looks like Charles Broderick on the last lap might have gotten loose and spun. It was a self-situation. He jumped to pits to get out of there, so no yellow. We're still going green. 27 laps of green flag racing.
Yeah, it is looking good right now. I mean, I'm proud of all these boys, as I usually am. But this has been a really fun race already. So here comes Cofield back to the inside of Steve Loving. He dropped back to 4th for a second, and he's going to be able to get to his door, but not clear him at all.
There's a bit of a
So
crossover there by Cofield.
He's going to get a good run, though, on the exit.
Yes, indeed. And Dustin Bally is tucking in real tight behind that 58, and he is looking to the inside
make
now.
A move.
He's close. He's just about there. And the problem is that 58 machine, it is strong,
Stoner.
It can push.
Samuel Stoner to the outside of Cavan right now. He and Cavan are having a really good battle right now, actually. They are side by side. They've been side by side for like a lap and a half so far.
Yes. Oh, whoa. Dustin slides down. That was a tight one. He keeps hitting that apron. What would you say is the advantage in that point? I mean, we see a lot of drivers do similar things throughout it for all different reasons, specifically for Las Vegas. What would be the reason you would want to take the apron at that point? What kind of benefit does that have for your car?
On exit, it is to help the rotation of the car. If your car is getting really tight, you hit the apron, it'll upset the car, shoot your rear end out, and it'll just feel like a really neutral race car for a quick second. Maybe a little tad loose, but loose is faster, and you always want to drive these cars as much as you can off the right rear. So that's how you save some tire, and you get a nice exit, but Dustin is going to send it in there. He's going to drift up the track a little bit. That's not what you want to see on that right front tire, but he's going to be side by side with Cofield. I think Cofield also burned up his stuff. You got Samuel Stoner making a move on Jay Bast right now. Good job on him. He's going in for the 6th place position right now. Samuel Stoner, that is. But Jay Bast can be fighting hard on the outside. Cavan looking in the wings right now. And Carter Dyson, too, just watching it play out. He needs 4 more positions. I know the championship battle's over for the driver, but we still got the team battle as well as Carter's SL battle of super license points. So this is going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. It's hard to explain to our viewers, but if you've been following along this season, then you know the dominance Jacob Bradley showed towards the end of this season, winning 5 races. And he has just reached a point of having such good finishes and winning so many races at this point that the guy in 26th right now, he's won the Drivers' Championship. The Drivers' Championship is over. He has won it. There, honestly, most of the podium is pretty secured. Logan Monteith and Dustin Bawley round out 2 and 3. Logan, of course, not here. And I don't think Dustin is quite in points range to be able to eclipse him here. He might be. I'd have to
go
check
back
my
to
math.
this battle with Tyler the Talent and the two Bropes. They are side by side right now. He's looking to make it 3 wide. Tyler is. The two Bropes are side by side right now. Tyler cutting to the bottom of the track, trying to get a huge run off the top. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but he's not gonna put his nose in there just yet. This is gonna be a good battle though, because we have Taryn coming up as well as Abraham Kalufa.
Abraham Kalufa's been a bit of a sleeper this entire season. He's pretty much run consistently. Not really backpack, but mostly mid-pack, so long as there wasn't an accident. He's pretty much held towards the rear of the mid-pack for most of the season. And he was a late pickup by Impact Racing. He was initially...
We're 2 by 2. We're looking almost 3 wide for a second.
That's
Here he
satellite
comes.
team Racers Anonymous Motorsport, but after the team disbanded, he picked up that final spot for Impact Racing. And he has been pretty consistent since then of being back here. He's fast. He's good. Just
Dustin making a move for
case.
second.
Side-by-side battle. These two real-life friends here. Dustin Bawley, Steve Loving, they have a competitive rivalry unlike anything you've seen before, really. And it's just been a... I mean, when you talk to these guys, you know it gets Steve a little bit. It gets his goat a little that Dustin has a win on the season and Steve has yet to get one. So, 100%. I mean, if he had a chip on his shoulder, tonight's the night for him to pull it out.
Definitely. Going back to this battle, though, with Taryn and Tyler the Talent. So it's going to be Robert that falls in the back. Tyler in the wall pretty heavily. He's going to have to let... No, he's not going to let the other Robert by. They're going to go still side by side going into the corner. So Bropes, the number 11 Bropes, Brian Bropes, he shot out in front of that lead pack of this one. And then Taryn followed suit right behind him. Tyler, he hit the wall, but he's still running strong. And he's trying to get that draft back from the 51. Robert, I don't know what happened to him, but Kalufa's going to get by Robert. And Robert's just going to hang out in the middle of the track and maybe play some pit strategy, get a fast repair. That looks like that right front's a little dented up.
Heading back up here, Jonathan Cofield. Something happened here. He made quite the pass, and now we're 3 wide. Jonathan Cofield, Steve Loving, and Dustin Bawley as we come to the line. Oh, Steve's through the grass. Oh!
What a save!
He almost gets collected. Gudger manages to get around his teammate there. That could have been a disaster for Vintage Racing just then. But he manages to get it, and Dustin Bawley hangs on to second. He's really having to race Cofield here. Cofield is pushing hard. Even if he has it burn up, it just seems like it doesn't affect him sometimes. He manages to collect it back and get back on that run.
How about that save, though, from Steve Loving? He was so sideways 2 or 3 times. I went back to him on camera, and he was sideways crossing the start and finish line, gathered it up for a second. Car snapped back on him. He slid up the track, almost collected his teammate, Michael Gudger, who's back up to 4th. He drifted back to like 8th for a second, and then he came back, and he's running 4th right now, obviously due to the misfortune of Steve, but we have Samuel Stoner behind Steve right now, too, and he's prowling as well. He's been having a solid run all night. I think he's going to be really, really solid, too, in the ARCA series if he runs that next season. Nathan Gentrich, too, inside the top 20. We got to give him a little bit of love here. He's struggled a little bit this season, but running 19th right now. Not too bad, starting 23rd, too. Good job on you.
Taryn has made his way, that 51 machine, pushing up past Brian Brobst right now. They're side by side. Tyler the Talent sitting catbird, trying to see if he can collect something from it.
Here comes Tyler. That high lane is not coming into play like I thought it would. Tyler in that middle lane looking really, really solid, too, so... It could be that low and middle lane. They're going to make the move. They're side by side.
Look at how quickly they're gaining on that 26 of Joseph Gregory. It seems like Joseph keeps getting shuffled out. He kind of makes his way somewhere, and then he just ends up getting caught back up to after he ends up getting out of there. I mean, they're just tires. Moving.
It's those tires. He burned up his stuff really early. We saw that he went from 19th to 6th, That is a huge gain. So he burned up those tires, obviously, and he's kind of put the parachutes on, but hopefully he's going to be able to come down pit lane here soon around lap 50, make it a 50-50 race. He's going to get onto the apron and take a pit now.
He is.
He's going to do a short pit. Wow.
As is Abraham Kalufa. Short pitting right now. This is a Steve Loving move if I've ever seen one. Nathan Gentry,
Yeah,
Adam Boyles. Ooh, Nathan touches the wall. This is probably good for Adam since he got collected in that early collision. An opportunity to take a fast repair, maybe make some changes. Jacob Bradley is now in the mix with Tanner Prater, Michael Boyles, Brady Powers, and Clifton Simmons here, as well as the lap down Charles
really solid
Broderick.
entry. That was a really solid entry by Joseph right there. That was very impressive. We got a pass going on. Peter Stewart gonna slide right in front of Carter Dyson here. Carter's gonna drop back to 9th right now. I'm excited to see where Carter ends up after his pit cycle because he's usually pretty good on these tires. So
Whoa,
we're gonna
they
see
are
if he's
3
gonna be able
wide. 3 wide coming back here as Jacob Bradley gets around Tanner Prater.
Yeah, this racing's looking pretty fun. We know Jacob Bradley, our championship winner, he has a hurt leg today, so no harm, no foul either. He can run back here, run with the boys a little bit, and
Hey,
not have to worry about it
ain't nothing
too
wrong
much.
with letting somebody else win a race when you've got the championship in the bag.
Hey, I thought I was going to do the same thing at Indianapolis. He's going to wait for that late race caution. He's going to play some pit strategy and take the lead. Brian Brooks, almost touches the wall. Tyler DeTalent going to have a better run underneath him. Not going to clear him, but he's going to be side by side. They're going to side draft going into turn 3 right now. DeTalent with a nose. He should be able to get almost clear of him this time by. Robert Brobst right here too, looking in the wings. I lagged a little bit, but clear by about half a car length. Brian gonna try and suck in that draft, look to the outside again, but that inside is just proven to be a little too powerful right now. We have, who is that? Kanjalowski, who is a lap down. I thought he was making a pass on Austin Holbrook, and I was gonna be very impressed, but Austin touches the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not
Steve
sure what
Loving.
happened when Anthony ended up going a lap down. I didn't see anywhere where in my timer here that he'd ended up crashing. I think
Brian
he might
Brobst
have
down
been the
pit road.
first to short pit. I think he's the first person who pitted in general, and everybody kind of followed shortly after him. So, I mean, this may be a long run kind of thing for him, hoping to maybe stay out when all these leaders end up going in. Maybe he just felt his tires were too rough. He's going to try to take it a little easier on them now, just went in early, get some decent runs, hold some position up here, and then, like, you know, as we're saying, wait for all these guys to go ahead and pit in and maybe make up some position.
Ooh, a big battle here between Robert and Tyler. And once again, these two cannot get away from each other. Brian Brobst went down pit road a lap ago, but the other Brobst stayed out. And once again, these two are side by side. How many times have we seen these two either bumper to bumper or side by side tonight? Tyler getting it right next to the wall, not going to be able to get a good run. He's not going to be able to get a good run. He slid up there, had to check up on the throttle about halfway through, so he's not going to match that run that Robert got on the low line. So Tyler's going to have to gather back up, try and get back to him, and cut down the track a little bit, kind of diamond the line. And I think Tyler's right front is burned out too. I think they're just waiting for lap 50 now. They're just praying that it comes quick.
And we are still green here on lap 47 of the Shark RC 150, almost to the halfway point. And you got to imagine, I'd imagine everybody, as you said, looking at that time, looking to see lap 50, that's when we're probably going to see these leaders go ahead and pull in. Do you think that the short pitting decision will pay off for some of these guys who are now a lap down when they previously weren't? Do you think this is going to end up being a decent stop for them? Will they be able to make up enough difference? Will they have burned it up too much by the time these leaders end up getting in there? I mean, I think for somebody personally like Adam Boyles, who ended up going in, who probably, like I said, needed to after that early collision with Dave Rajewski.
We got a pass getting set up right here. We got a pass getting set up right here with Peter Stewart, the tire man. So going to your question real quick, if you short pitted, it could play a benefit if you drive like Steve Loving. He is super good at defense. And if you are not, then you're going to get your doors blown off. But if you're really good at defense like Steve is, you are going to be able to make that person behind you's life a wreck. But here comes Peter Stewart having a fantastic run. Once again, this is why he's 6 in points. Working his way up to 6, actually. P6 right now. Michael Gudger too, such a solid run with Samuel Stoner up inside the top 5 now, running 4th. Looking like he's going to try and run down Cofield right here before the pit cycle starts maybe. But props to Samuel Stoner. What a good job from him.
Absolutely, and it looks like Dustin really has run away with 2nd right now.
Oh,
at this
the leader hit the
juncture.
wall on the back straight. Hits the wall pretty decent on the back straight. He's going to come down pit road anyways, so no harm, no foul as long as he can keep that faster pair under him. But Dustin Bali is going to inherit the lead now. Oh, no, he's going to... Wow.
He jumps to pit.
What a fantastic job. If he can make it. If he can make it on speed. I think he did. I think he got down the pit road speed. What a great job.
Wow,
Just
what
to
an
the right of him.
unbelievable change of pace here. This has game-changing implications.
Fantastic move. That is a great move. Cofield stays out. He's going to inherit the lead coming down the back straight right now. He just mentioned that he's pitting. Samuel Stoner, I'm sure, is going to follow suit as well.
Jacob Bradley pitting as well.
Soon.
Jacob Bradley, Tara Modicurti, and Tanner Prater all pitting. Jonathan Cofield coming in right now. Samuel Stoner is inheriting that lead. He's going to go take himself lead a lap. Michael Gudger itching for leading a lap, I imagine here.
I know he likes to lead those laps. Last season at Charlotte, he did the same thing just to ruin my 100% lap lead rate.
Dustin Bali gets off pit road first. He is in an incredible position at this point. What a move.
Back position is key, and I know Johnny Rapp on a short run is super fast, but I do know that he has a tendency to burn out his tires, so if Dustin can hold him at bay for just a little bit, I do feel like that Dustin is going to be able to maybe run away with this one, depending on how this race plays out. Tyler DeTalon on pit road still.
Jay Bass, Jonathan Cofield, Michael Boyles, all pitted here. Carter Dyson pitting as well. Currently, Jonathan Cofield actually heading off pit road now.
John Johnson right now coming
Jacob
out of
Bradley
turn 2
is still in the pits.
I wonder if he's just hurting. I know his leg was hurting. Maybe he sped a little bit.
Yeah, he might just.
He said his left leg was hurting. He said his left leg was hurting, so maybe he just misjudged his braking zone, sped a little bit, trying to get a little too hot
leading a lap here.
Yeah, Michael. But here comes Peter Stewart right behind him.
And look at that 91 car. That 91 car itching and scratching. My turn, Michael. My turn. Let me through.
Going down on the pit road, it looks... Even if they go down on the pit road, if the 91 can get ahead, he's going to still lead that lap most likely.
There he goes. Passing the 64. Now's the time, Michael. I mean, now's the time. Go ahead and pit. You've got past. He's not gonna. He's going to stay out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Samuel Stoner, Clifton Simmons, both in pits now. Dustin Bali is still leading Johnny Rapp. It's up to 9th. That is one lap down. First through, Robert Brose is pit now, so first through 7th are all currently the only lead lap cars. These guys have got to come in and pit.
If a caution comes out, though, their strategy is going to be insane. They're going to have fresh tires and the lead.
Here comes Dustin Bali on the outside. Look at him fly by.
That's what the new tires are going to do, even on a track like this where you're full throttle all the time, it looks like. Man, I mean, that's super impressive from Dustin Bali. What a great job getting on the pit road. I'm unfortunately having to load back into the session. My iRacing froze, but I can hear the excitement in your voice, and I'm riding off of that right now.
Well, it's an incredible amount of speed. He's riding up on Nathan Gentry right now, going to the inside of Nathan Gentry, but far be it from me to not mention Johnny Rapp hot on his tail.
Yeah, like I said, he's super fast on a short run. You just have to watch out that long run speed from him. So let's see where everyone's standing out.
Dustin has an incredible opportunity here because he had a decent hold as Johnny ends up getting around Nathan. Dustin was closing in just slightly, ever so slightly, but maintaining a bit of, while Johnny was maintaining distance, riding in second.
Holbrook down pit road.
If he can figure out the way to hold that same amount of pace and keep Johnny Rapp back, this could very well be a big opportunity for him. Austin Holbrook, Sean Johnson,
and
Brady Bowers.
Michael Gudger's coming down pit road now. Cavan is not following suit. Cavan is going to stay out and lead a lap. He's looking super slow now, though.
Steve Loving is pitting here.
Oh, they're doing the overcut now. It looks like they're going to come out on fresher tires and have a shorter run to the end where they can push a little bit harder. That's the strategy of an overcut. So we're going to see how that plays out. And it looks like his last lap was a 34. It should have been a 33, I'm sure, but coming down the pit road kind of turned off that time a little bit, but Cavan, his last lap was a 33.897. First guy on tires, Dustin Bali, his last lap was a 31.9.
Johnny
Side
Rapp
by
to the
side, though.
outside of the 21, Dustin Bali. He's just ever so slightly faster.
He got him. He's clear.
He's gonna catch lap traffic though. If he can't get down, he does. He does get down in front of the 21. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great move by Johnny Rapp right now. I do think that Dustin is just trying to hold on to those tires a little bit longer.
Which might be the best play.
Be a good strategy, yeah.
If he can just end up holding position, staying in. Kevin Ballmer's still staying out. I mean, yeah, lead. Nope, there he goes. He is diving in now. Led, I believe, 2 laps there. Good for him. Absolutely good play on his part. I mean, at this point, what an incredible pit cycle. I love when we go green this long, because to see the strategies that start to play out and the way people start to handle you know, what they're gonna do. You see teams kind of deciding amongst each other, and to see how that ends up all coming together is so interesting.
It really is. I love seeing the strategy play out, especially on a long run like this. I mean, looking right now, we've gone over 50% of the way green. Well, since the 100 laps, 60% of the way has been green so far, and it's looking to continue that streak right now. But I think Dustin Bali is just going to have to stay as close as he can to that 52 car and hope he wears out his stuff just a little bit more, because he was starting to come and get him on the late run. But early on in the run, Johnny Rapp pulled out pretty quickly. It's up to 3/10 right now, almost 4. But behind them, 4 seconds back, is Jonathan Cofield. So it's a race between these two right now, the 52 and the 21. One of them does not have a win. He was very close at Chicago, but got it taken out from under his nose by Jonathan Cofield. But Dustin, Cofield do have a win so far. And then Brian Brope, 6 seconds back, he did the undercut as well. He does not have a win this season. And Adam Boyles as well. He's up in the 5th now. Starting 14th, was super deep after his contact with Dade. This has been a pretty topsy-turvy race, it looks like. And
Adam Boyles,
I think,
he of course did win at North Wilkesboro. He is a winner on this season.
Abraham Kalufa running inside the top 10 right now. Peter Stewart running 9th. Right behind him is, oh, not his teammate, sorry, my bad. But Jay Bass is going to be on his tail right now in that Pontiac. Yeah, that's why I think of him as teammates. They're good buddies. Carter Dyson right outside the top 10. He is in 11th right now, watching these two battle in front of him with Michael Boyles behind Carter Dyson. That's not someone you want to have in your mirror. He's really quick. DeTalent up in the 14th right now. He is just cruising along, it looks like, with his Birds Are Not Real car. And he is following Taryn Modcurdy, who's running 13th. He's had an up-and-down night, too.
Taryn is up 11 positions on the night. The biggest movers so far, Michael Boyle's up 14 positions. Our current biggest loser in position, as it is right now, this will obviously change as he's got the fresher tires right now. He's probably got the better opportunity to run to the end as he's gaining on Sean Johnson right now. Steve Loving's down 15 positions. So, I mean, aside from Jacob Bradley, but we're going to cut him some slack here.
Yeah, he's certain, and I don't think he's trying too hard right now. So, otherwise, yeah, Steve's the biggest loser so far, but he late pitted, so he's going to come through with fresher tires. Let's compare the lap times. Sean ran a 31.3. Steve Loving ran a 30.8. So almost half a second faster, just under half a second actually.
Oh, he's right up on the bumper now. He's going to the inside. He's probably going to take him right here. And Steve, of course, he's playing this a lot smarter. He's not really burning up those tires at all. He is not putting a whole lot of effort into passing the 32 there. And you got to imagine that is all...
Let's go back to the battle for the lead. Here comes Dustin Bali right now within 2/10. He's right on his tail. One mistake from the 52, and Dustin is going to be snagging that lead.
Absolutely. It's 66, lap 66 here of 100 at the Shark RC 150. I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Shark RC. Shark RC Bodies is where you can find all of your RC body needs for off-road buggies and short course trucks. The bodies range from drag racing bodies, street stocks, late models, and more. You find more at sharkrcbodies.com. That is sharkrcbodies.com.
We have an Impact 6, 7, 8, and 9 right now. So Abraham Kalufa, he's running 9th. Peter Stewart running 8th. Joseph Gregory, who's affiliated with them, he's going to be their driver for next season, running 7th. And then Adam running 6th right now. This is pretty cool to watch.
Jay Bass looks like he has something to say about that. He's looking at the inside of that 84. He got pretty close to
Here
making
comes
a pass
Carter.
on him, but he had a little buyer's remorse and backed out.
Here comes Carter, though. He's looking in the mist right now. If he can get around these guys, it'll put him up into 6th position. He's going to need one more of Samuel Stoner
Oh, Jay!
to, Jay making a big move right now.
Jay got very close to the rear of Abraham Kalufa, and he's going to the inside right now. And he's going to get just behind
Adam's
the 26.
dropping off a little bit. Adam's dropping off on speed a little bit, too. Peter Stewart, he's going to get past him. So this is a good opportunity for Carter, too. I'm cheering for this guy. I mean, he's just had some horrible luck all season, got taken out quite a few times, and he should honestly have that extra top 5 in the bank, but he's going to sneak by Abraham Kalufa. And wow, what a move by Jay Bass, sneaking his nose into the inside of the...
Whoa! A little too close there. He's going to need to stay to that inside. He looked like he was thinking, I might tuck back in, but this might be the better route. He has a good run on the 26. Stay down there, try to avoid, I imagine, you know, try to stay out of a situation at that point where you're going to get sucked in.
Going to make a move. Brian Brooks in the wall. Samuel Stoner to the inside, going to get stuck behind lap traffic, so it kind of evens out both ways. The 65 is going to slide up in front of the 11, and he's up in the 4th now. Samuel Stoner putting on a fantastic run so far.
Trying to catch around the bit of traffic here, Tanner Prater, who is not showing as a lap down for me here, but he is a lap down on our tower.
Steve Loving with the 2-for-1. Steve Loving up to 14th now. He got past the 51 and the 29 in the same lap, and he is now having his eyes set on Abraham Kalufa, who's not horribly far ahead. And there's a gaggle of 5 cars right there that Steve's going to have to try and make his way through.
Well, that's as I said, Steve knows that he's got the better tires. He knows he wants to have them longer. He is not trying super hard here to push that car to make these passes. He doesn't want to burn up what he has and lose that advantage. He's just taking the fact that he's running faster lap times, and as he comes up on people, he just goes for the pass when he has a good run on him rather than trying to force it in, and that's going to play out better for him in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, these guys on the newer tires, they're coming their way through the field right now. It could be a pretty solid strategy, especially if the Forbidden C word comes out later in this run. Everyone's going to come down and get some tires, though, it looks like, if that happens, I'm sure. But we
Dustin
have Carter Dyson.
Is very close. I mean, he's been holding within 0.2 of a second here behind Johnny Rapp this entire time. And, I mean, we talked about it before. He's just kind of holding the ground right now.
That is the same strategy I would play, in all honesty. If I were in his shoes right now, I'd just try to stay as close as I can, because I know that he's going to try and burn those tires off a little bit, 52 is. And I just ride his tail, make sure he makes a mistake, make sure he warms some tires up a little bit too much, and then when the time gets right, go ahead and go strike him. Make that pass as easy as possible, as low risk as possible too. But then again, I'm not in the car. You know me. I'd probably just send it on the outside and pray for the best.
Absolutely. But I think I mean, I may have drops miscalculated here with our 2 drops factoring in for points. But I mean, I'm pretty sure if Dustin finishes 2nd, for sure, I think he will. But I mean, if Dustin wins here, he's going to take 2nd place from Logan Monteith in the points.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, he's had a really slept-on season, I feel like. I mean, we've always talked about him saying that he's super, super good, but I feel like his season has just been super slept on. We haven't given him good credit for his whole season put together.
Absolutely. Adam Boyle side by side with Michael Gudger, Jay Bass in the background, Carter Dyson eyeing them all.
Not too far behind them. Yeah, he can get a 3-for-1 special here if they all get into it right here. But Michael Gudger making that pass on Adam Boyles. Michael Gudger, good, and he's putting on a solid run. I'm super, super proud of him right now. He's going to make his way. Oh, no, he's already passed him. It looks like it already updated in iRacing. So running 7th right now. He's just having a solid day, a much-needed day.
But you got to think, after Bristol, you got to wonder, does that 22 in the mirror, is that an omen for him?
I don't think so. Adam felt horrible about it. He would never do that again. Adam is probably one of the cleanest drivers I know, and if he does make a mistake, he admits responsibility instantly, even if it's not 100% his fault either. Like you can see here, he drops to the inside. He'll race you hard. He'll dive it in there on you, but he will do anything he can not to touch you, and if he does, you know those sorries are going to be flying your way.
Steve Loving is here. It's just like that. He appears on screen from seemingly out of nowhere. Steve Loving has inched his way up. He's on the outside of Carter Dyson. 3 wide coming into turn 1 there. As he gets around the 15 with ease. And now moving past the 22 as well. And closing in on Michael Boyles here in that 05 machine.
Who else closing in?
He has inched his way into the top 10.
Dustin Bally closing his way back in. It was a 10th before on the last lap. It's now basically 2/10 flat. But he's going to get a good run down the back straight, show him a wheel, make it known that he's there. He's going to dive it into the corner. And super smooth on entry and exit. The exit is going to be a little bit better for the 52, but the draft is going to help out that 21. And look at this gap shrink just a little bit.
Speaking of gap shrinking, we saw a huge gap between second and third leading to Cofield. Look at Cofield now, under 3 seconds behind. He is within view of these leaders.
Yeah, he is. This has been a fun race to watch. There's been battles all around the track. Michael Gudger still running 7th right now. Jay Bass in the 8th. Here comes Steve Lovin getting past one of the Boyles. Now he's looking on the second one right now, and Carter Dyson going to be trying to follow him through and follow him to the front. Carter on newer tires as well.
Ooh, Steve is right up close to that Michael Boyles.
Michael Boyles on the radio just said, hey, Steve, go inside. I'm on old tires. I'm falling off right now. So, respectful move from one of the other Boyles brothers, who's also a really, really good driver. And also very clean, as you could tell, very sportsmanlike. Steve giving a big thank you over the radio. Here comes Carter to the inside of him as well. Let's see if he does the same thing for him. He does. Good on him.
05 knows his limitations right now. It's better to save on those tires and try to minimize position loss later. Maybe try to capitalize if there is a caution somewhere. He's going to fight the 15, actually. He just does a crossover, slides to the inside. Decides he'll give a little bit of a fight to the 15 here. Maybe they're on more even ground. But the 27 car made his way, as we've seen, all the way up into the top 10. He's in 9th, and he is encroaching on Jay Bass in that 53 machine around here entertainment.
Well, it looks like he gained almost a second that lap, maybe half a second. So his last lap with a 32.1. Leader's last lap was a 32.1 as well, but interesting. It looked like he gained more on the timesheet, but 32.17 for Johnny Rapp as he crossed the line. We'll see what the distance is as soon as Steve Lovin crosses the line. Abraham Kalufa, he's going to be pitting in.
Oh, Terra Motocurti, I was about to say, just past Gavin Baumler and Abraham Kalufa here. Gavin's now looking for it. That would explain why he was able to pass Abraham with ease there. Joseph Gregory as well, pitting in right now.
Jay Baskett's held up by the 9 car. Jay Baskett's held up
once again.
We are 3 wide right now, coming off of turn 2. Nathan's going to get into the fence a little bit. Here comes the 05 to the inside of him. He's going to shake up this battle a little bit. The lap car is of Nathan Gentry, but he
did all he could. Enough to make it to the end with 19 to go? What do you think here?
They should. I think they should. It'll be really, really close, but I think they should be able to scoot by to the end here. Steve Lovin, though, he is on a mission right now. Ran a 32.3, obviously in dirty air, but 32.19 for the 52, so he's not getting any closer, unfortunately, but he's working his way through the field right now. Let's see what Steve does in clean air.
Jay Bass
2.4 seconds the gap
pretty well
to Jonathan Cofield.
Yes, indeed, and Carter Dyson also encroaching in that range. Not far behind at all. This line is very, very interesting. You know it's going to heat up here very soon. As we take a look back at our leaders, though, Dustin Bally still within 3 to 2/10 of a second behind Johnny Rapp. And, I mean, at this point, you wonder, at what point is it good to stop biding your time and start throwing in, trying to get to that front position? I mean, presuming that Dustin isn't racing it right now.
10 to go would be when you start turning it on right now, because you want to make him wear his tires out as much as possible. You are faster on the long run, and you know it. So you may as well want to wait till about 10 to go. It's going to be a good sweet spot. As you can tell right now, he gained a little bit that lap. He's down to 2/10. 0.267 is the official gap right now. We're going to see what it clocks in at the line here. 2.6 or 2.35. He gained a little bit more that time by. So what Dustin's doing right now is he's just able to hold it to the bottom. The 52 is making a big arc into the corner, but he's still using that right front just a little bit too much. The lap car of Joseph is going to be cut into the inside of the 21 right now. We're going to see how he plays the leader now. That's going to be a big time drop off. Here comes the 26. This is going to be really tight.
The 26 got in behind
Oh, here comes Dustin Ball.
And Dustin's going through the middle. Dustin is taking the lead at 15 to go.
Oh, the 21 slides up the track a little bit. Almost gets into this 26. That 26 caused a lot more havoc than I think he intended to, but here comes the 52. Once again, he's going to get that draft, and he's going to be driving the wheels off that thing. Johnny Rapp is going to be a man on a mission right now. It's going to be an interesting last couple of laps here.
The game has changed, and just behind them, another
Jonathan
big chunk taken out.
Cofield.
Jonathan Cofield within a second and a half behind these leaders. Anything can happen. It is anyone's game still at this point, but look at that, another 1/10 of a second taken off. Dustin puts between him and Johnny Rapp. Johnny on the exit managing to pull it back. Absolutely incredible.
Steve Lovin still coming through the field too. His next target is Brian Brobst, who's not super far ahead of him, a little less than a second. Carter following Steve Lovin as close as he can right now. He is just on his back bumper glued.
About the best strategy he could have, really.
And as soon as Johnny Rapp got into that dirty air, he wasn't able to get that grip that he had in the front. So Dustin Bally now slightly pulling away, not by much.
Cofield
but still
is
away.
encroaching ever faster, though. He's just shaving off 1/10 of a second, little by little. There's 13 laps to go. He has plenty of time to make a big difference here at the end. Anthony Cangelosi, who's currently 5 laps down, hugging in behind Cofield. Just trying, I imagine, not to have to lose any more position there.
You know, it's pretty funny right now, though. His last lap was a 32.162 and a 32.24 for Dustin. So he is almost a 1/10 a lap faster, and he's 1.2 away with 12 laps to go. This is going to become an Auto Club Part 2. If he can get to him.
It's always so hard when one of your drivers is in a position to win a race or is even in a podium position to not contain your excitement. But man, I mean, how could anybody in general contain their excitement with the way Dustin Bally managed to pull that off? The fact that that was all broadcasted, everybody got to see that happen as he slid his way through the middle in the 26, caught the 50, got the 52 caught up.
We have a big battle with Brian Brope, Steve Levin, Carter Dyson, and Michael Boyles. They're 2x2 right now. Here comes the 2 on the bottom of Steve Loving and Carter Dyson. Those 2 have been glued together.
Jay Bass, Adam Boyle, side by side. 2, Brian Brooks to the wall.
Oh, the 05 almost to the inside of Carter. What a move. I was surprised he didn't take him out right there. That was crazy. Jonathan Cofield, though, another 10th up again.
Trying to keep a close eye on our timing tower. I mean, there's just... You don't want to miss a single piece of the action. You're trying to keep an eye on all these battles that are going on. These are so important for points right now. They pay out quite differently.
Carter to the inside. Almost touches Steve. Carter to the inside. I think he is not going to have enough room to make a move, but he's going to have to do what he can. He slides up the track a little bit. The
Michael Boyles
in there.
Michael Boyles is in his rear quarter panel there. And Michael's going to the inside right now. He's going to fall back in line. Jonathan Cofield has closed in. He is no longer a second out. He is 9/10 of a second away from the leader.
If Dustin wins this, he's going to sweep the Shark RCs.
I hadn't even considered that. All right, would you consider Atlanta and Las Vegas to be similar tracks in any way?
1.5 miles, except for the fact that Atlanta's a lot bumpier. You have to have a little more tire conservation. But in a sense, in this car, since its power is so low, yeah, you could consider it close to the same track. I mean, he's good at the 1.5 miles. He was good at Charlotte, too. He ran it up inside the top 3 a lot, actually, when you think about it. But here comes a move with Jonathan Cofield looking to his teammate. Johnny Rapp is going to look to the inside, not going to be able to pull through with a move just yet. But
there he goes, just clean around him. Whoa!
I think the 52 checked up for sure. Johnny Rapp definitely let him go. Teammates may as well not let this fight happen. But here comes the shark in the water.
Dustin dealing with some lap traffic here. Robert Brobst staying up to the outside, letting him by. That number 5 vintage racing machine. Having a...
Carter making a move on Steve Loving. Carter is going to be almost clear.
He's going to try to clear it. He does. He clears him.
He did it. Carter up inside the top 7, baby.
And Michael Boyles is looking to as well.
Oh man, they are getting close. 0.6 of a second is the gap with 6 laps to go. We're at a 32.18.
Only
32.40 for Dustin. A huge drop off in time there. We're going to see what Robert does here, see if he interferes in this battle like a lot of the other lap cars seem to have. But this is going to be really close coming to the end.
Unbelievable 6 laps to go here. Green all the way. Let's keep it up. Dustin Volley. He's still putting a little bit of distance. Jonathan Cofield trying to get up right behind the 5. Slingshot around him.
Not enough. I think he just got enough distance of 0.7 of a second. Dustin had a little bit more in the bank with his tires, and he definitely showed it on that lap. He pulled away by almost a 1/10.
That smart run, as we were talking, that really paid off in that situation where the 26 ended up getting holding the 52 up a little bit there. I mean, that was just enough for Dustin to come sailing by and just manage to hold the gap here, at least on Johnny Rapp, putting a lot of distance. Jonathan Cofield was doing something similar apparently, because he is making up a lot of time.
Yeah, back down to 0.6 of a second. He's going to be ripping the outside lane, getting that momentum off the top. He is coming down the back straightaway with a head of steam, but like I said, I don't think it's enough coming with 3 to go.
As we are coming around.
You know what?
Coming out of turn 4, this will be 3 to go.
What a cap off to season 2. No, knock on wood. Cautionless
we
race
need to
so
get
far.
around these next laps here before we can say that, my friend.
I'm biting the bullet. I'm biting the bullet.
Steve Loving dropped back just a little bit off of that. He must have burned it up a little bit. Michael Gudger's still holding himself just outside the top 5. He has a huge gap between him and 7th. He looks like he has a pretty comfortable position to take home 6th here tonight.
Yeah, I think Cofield burned up his stuff too, coming through the field the way he did from 4 seconds back within a second. Man.
21 car riding, getting past the lap car, the 55.
2 to go. 2 laps to go.
This is big. If we get to that white flag, this is in the bag. Jonathan Cofield is really going to have to push whatever he has right now. If he doesn't, this is Dustin Volley walking away with his 2nd win on the season, the 3rd win for Off the Wall Racing this season, and, I mean, the sweep of the Shark RC races this season.
Man, what a fantastic race.
Jonathan!
As he... Whoa!
Jonathan mega closes a gap there. I'm not sure what happened, but he got an incredible run. This is the final lap. We're on the white flag. Anything goes. He just needs a little bit more of a run. He can catch him. He seems to have the speed. He's so close to the 21, he can taste it.
He's right in the middle lane. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think Dustin Volley's going to come off the exit of turn 4.
Coming around the Shark RC 150. He takes home the season finale.
His 2nd win of the season in a fantastic race. A great move that was won on pit road, in all honesty. A great move on pit road. And wow, what a total fantastic race. I'm at a loss for words at how great that race was all around from start to finish. No cautions, just beautiful.
Woo-hoo-hoo, boy, what a great night to be a team owner.
What a fantastic race. That
Absolutely
was a great
incredible
race throughout the whole field. That was fantastic. Probably one of the best races I've seen out of this whole group by far.
Let's take a look at this. Jonathan Cofield coming in so close in that 2nd place. We're not joking here. I mean, if he'd have had just a little, maybe one more lap, that was his race
100%, too. 100%. He almost played his cards perfect, but wow, what a great race. Sweeping the Shark RC races, and he's going to get 2 shirts, one white, one black. He's going to have both colors now.
That's
Shark
right.
RC, if you're watching, man, you need to go sponsor this guy personally.
Steve Loving giving a little support there to his friend. Steve Loving finished in 10th, got himself into a top 10 after his pit cycle, sending him to the back, getting back up there. He started on 2nd, but I mean, after the fight he had, he got himself back up there. It was great. And look at those payday cars. Cofield and Johnny Rapp and Jacob Bradley. Jacob Bradley, what a great night for him too. I mean, first of all, he came out here with a hurt leg and he ran the whole thing. I mean, that's huge, right?
Yeah. I mean, gotta give credit where credit's due. He ran a great season overall. He obviously didn't really try too hard this race, even with the bum knee. He just was gonna go let his teammates shine with this, but
Dustin Bally
Don't
with the
worry, I'm
Polish
still
victory
alive.
lap here.
You got to after a performance like that. He ran up inside the top 2 all day pretty much, and he just not his Atlanta win. It came from a green-white checkered. I mean, obviously he ran a great race, but he probably had that little inkling in the back of his mind there, was saying, you know what, I have to go get one straight up. He almost had it there at Watkins Glen, and then him and Bradley got into it. And I bet you that wore on him for a while, but this one, he manned up, he drove the wheels off that thing, and he absolutely just took it into his hands. This race was won by the driver, not just track position or anything like that. This was won by the driver.
Absolutely. That Pontiac was zooming here tonight, and you know that he played every card he possibly could the correct way, and it paid off in that long run. As we said, all the credit to Jonathan Cofield, who just, if he'd have maybe made his push a couple of laps sooner, if he'd have been able to, this might be a very different ending to this race. He was that good, that close. But for Jacob Bradley as a team owner of Payday Racing, a 2-3, your guys coming in 2-3, that's amazing. That's still an incredible finish.
100%. Well, I think we should start some interviews right now. I've been wanting to talk to this dude all night. Mr. Samuel Stoner, you got us?
I do indeed.
Well, dude, you put on a fantastic show. I've been peeking in on you throughout the whole night. You were up inside the top 6, top 5, and then into the top 4. You ran a fantastic race. I was super impressed with that. Great job tonight. What do you have to say about it?
Oh man, I'm just happy I made it work finally. Got my first top 5. You know,
I mean, not only just top 5, but you kind of just willed your way into that top 5. You were up there all night, and like I said, you I think fell back to like 6th, maybe 7th. And then after that, you were just solidified up in there, and you're making moves up inside the up to 4th, and almost got within a couple seconds of the top 3. What'd you have to do to catch them?
I think I just needed a longer race, man. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, you were coming late in that run.
I put a lot of work into figuring out how to save these tires and keep them on the car for a little bit longer. If you saw later in the runs, I was able to just start walking by people, no problem.
Yep. That was for sure your specialty. That's where I was really tuning in to see you on that long run. So good job on that. I'm very, very impressed with that tire saving and just car control overall. You looked like you just had a bad, fast car, and driver was on it tonight. Bad, fast driver. So are you running Truck Series or are you running ARCA next season?
I am running trucks for Impact Racing.
All right, man. Well, congrats on that. And last ARCA finish this season. I mean, well, for official points, up inside the top 5, top 4 finish, your first one of the season, and great job, man. Very impressive.
Good way to end it off.
Oh yeah, for sure. By far. Do you have anyone to thank before we send you back to your team and let you go celebrate?
Well, I'm sure my uncle's out there rooting for me, so thanks for that. My mom and dad, they watch, so hello to them as well.
Awesome.
And shout out to Peter Stewart. That man was on my tail. That man was trying.
He ran a great race too. All right, well, we'll let you go back to your team, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for putting on a good show. And I know camera wasn't on you 100%, but it was on you on my screen quite a bit. So good job, man.
Thank you very much.
Field finished in P2 after a huge performance, coming back from 4 seconds, getting within a couple tens. Almost got to it. What else did you need to get to Mr. Dustin Bally?
I needed them to race each other a little bit more when they were up there side by side. But lap cars were being a little bit of a pain, but all those guys that took tires late, but kind of got held up a couple times there. But all in all, wasn't too bad.
I mean, you put on a heck of a show.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I really burnt my tires up that first run because I ain't had no practice. Hell, I just done the iRacing update right before the daggum race. Barely made qualifying, but yeah, from not having no practice, burn. I think I had 29% left on the right front on that first run.
Well, man,
But
heck
yeah,
of a run.
I appreciate it.
That's all we could say. We were watching you throughout the end of that race, watching that stint just close up, close up, close up some more. You're doing a fantastic job, and obviously you're going to do good in trucks next season. But what do you got to say about that final race?
Oh, it's fun, man. Glad I got to make it. Glad payday racing. I believe we've got the
Oh yeah, you
team
guys got it.
champion. Oh yeah, got the team championship. Jacob winning the driver championship. So even though I came in a little bit late, you know, I've had a hell of a time running with all these guys.
Yeah, man. Well, we're thankful to have you. You put on a tremendous show all season. 2 wins, joined mid-season 2, nothing to slouch on. Going to be a menace next season, and whenever you go down to run some ARCA races as well, I feel like you're going to be up inside that top 5 to say the least. So, good job, man. Anyone you want to thank before we send you back to your team?
Oh yeah, I want to thank Shark RC for sponsoring the race. M99 GRAFX, Payday Racing, all my teammates. Real fun to race with all them every week. 60 Feet 6 Foundation, Hot Rod Hobbies, Painting the Grass, Home Smart Evergreen, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Cofield Supply. Everybody that watched the stream, I get a lot of support doing this, and I really have a ball with it.
Get this man some more money for saying all those sponsors. Hell of a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're sending you $3 and some In-N-Out fries from California. I bought them myself, baby. They'll be there in a couple business days.
That'll work.
All right, man. Well, congrats tonight on that P2. Overall, fantastic season with 2 wins. Just great job overall, man. And we're thankful to have you here.
Appreciate it, man. Can't wait to run with you in the trucks.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna be reminiscent of those old ORL days.
That's right.
All right. So let's get in your winner, Dustin Bally, and then after that, we'll pull in Jacob Bradley. Get him the championship speech.
I mean, we got to go to victory lane right now. Dustin Bally, we got to get him in here.
Oh
What
yeah,
an
Mr.
incredible
Dustin
time.
Bally. So, Dustin, you got us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Awesome job, man. So I was saying after you finished the race, I was saying that I feel like last race kind of came down to a green white checkered last race that you won, and I felt like you had an inkling that you wanted to just go dominate one, and I feel like you did that here today. You took it into your hands and you showed him who was boss tonight. And also not only that, but you swept Shark RC, so guess who's getting another shirt too?
I have it hanging up. Yeah, I'm excited to have its twin.
Yeah, right? But we got to talk about that move onto pit road. So Johnny Rapp hit the wall, came down pit road, was kind of slow getting onto the pit road entrance. I feel like he expected you to do the same, but you just overshot him and made it down pit road. And from there, you took the lead, let him burn his stuff up a little bit getting around you, and then burn his stuff up trying to run away from you. But that move onto pit road, we watched it live, and we were just in shock and awe, man. That was a fantastic pit road entrance. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, that was totally unplanned. So I was waiting for them to blink first. You know, because I can't remember which lap it was on, if it was on 50 or 51, and you know, I knew that the longer we ran, right, the better the tires would be at the end, and the thing had been spread out enough. I had a hunch, kind of about a third of the way through the race, that the whole thing was just going to go green, just because everyone, you know, if they had held it that long, that it might work. So once Johnny, you know, made his mistake and then committed to pitting, I was like, you know, if he gets out and and gets out ahead of me and does a lap or two, and I wait, he's gonna jump me. So I was like, I have to go in with him, because it was basically a race between me, him, and Cofield. You know, we had a couple seconds on the field in kind of both sections of the race. So once he did that, I just said, I kind of slammed on the brakes and was able to get it slowed down quick enough and get it in. But I didn't make the decision until I was going to do that probably midway into turn 4, and then just cut over, and it worked out. And yeah, like you guys, you had said, the rest of the race was kind of that strategy. You know, I came out of the pits about a half second ahead of him, and then he kind of hung with me and was closing the gap. And so once I saw what he was doing, I just let him go and just said, you know, I'm going to try and hang with him. Because the first part of the race, I dropped back too much, and so we were holding that gap about a second and a half. So I wanted to be a little bit closer for the second half in case he did hit the wall again or something like that. But you know, we were real tight. I mean, I feel like the second half of the race, we were basically within 0.2 of a second, and then we had the incident with the 26. I don't know how much of that you guys saw, but
Oh, we saw the whole thing play out.
yeah, he has to be absolutely furious. Yeah, I mean, I saw the 26 coming. I knew he was on fresh rubber, so in the middle of the backstretch, I said, 26, go to the inside, and I gave him plenty of room. And then, I saw, Johnny was low, and then he kind of slid up high, and I think the 26 was getting a little frustrated because he's obviously trying to get his lap back in case the caution comes out. So I understood what he was doing, and Johnny was, got tapped and was fortunate to save it. But I think after that he was a little frustrated, and then pace-wise kind of dropped off. So he was about 2 seconds off. So I think, if that hadn't happened, we might have been able to pass him. The goal was just to stay on him and hope for a mistake. But yeah, sometimes they just come to you. And I had thought for a split second about letting him back by just because I felt so bad about him getting tapped. But these wins are so hard to come by. This field is so competitive, and I don't know how the truck season's gonna play out next season. So I don't know when I'm gonna get another one of these. So it definitely feels good.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, you just completely took it into your own hands, and you were driving the wheels off that thing. Super impressive, super great night, and overall a fantastic season. I think Rain and I were talking about that with the drops and everything. This could catapult you to top 2. So, great job, man. I'm super, super impressed with your season. I'm super impressed with your sweeping of the Shark RC races, and just fantastic job overall, man. Great job tonight. Super impressed, and you got me worried now for the truck series. I'm gonna have to get my my wheel time back in. It's been a minute. Gotta knock this rust off to go fight you guys.
Yeah, the hope is to be a little bit faster. I kind of, points wise, I think, Jacob and Logan, it was close all season, but those guys are so deserving of the top 2, and it's been a pleasure to race with those guys. And then you coming back, and then I think Payday, because points wise, Cofield and Rap didn't really feature in the top 5 just because they started so late. But I anticipate to start the season probably the 7th or 8th fastest truck, and we'll kind of see where things go from there. But yeah, it's just super competitive, and to get one of these wins is awesome. So I wanted to say, let me say my thank yous real quick before I forget. So thank you to Stark RC, M99 GRAFX. This is my swan song race for now under that banner. So I appreciate everything Logan's done for the league and for the series. I appreciate my team, Off the Wall Racing, Rain. It's been a pleasure driving for you this season, and we're excited to keep that going for next season. And then thank you guys obviously for broadcasting. And then personal shout outs. I want to give a special shout out to my wife, Rebecca, my parents, Tom and Deb, are watching, my in-laws who might be watching, Karen and Johnny. So if you guys are watching, I hope that was a fun show to watch. And then my cousin Alex and anyone else who's watching, thank you. I appreciate all the support, and it's been a great season, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, man. Well, congrats again. Fantastic season, fantastic race. Super proud of you, and I'm sure I'll be DMing you here in a little bit. So we'll send you back to your team. Go celebrate. Go have a fun night. We have Steve Lovin just knocking down the door right now in the waiting room. I can hear his knocks from a mile away.
Oh,
We're gonna get him in on a brief interview. Steve Lovin, he's been waiting very patiently, knocking on the door. And Steve Lovin, you got us?
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much, man. You had a great comeback. You dropped down to 17th after your first pit cycle, which I think you pit really, really late. And you worked your way through the field, got from like 20-something seconds down to like 16 seconds, I think it was. And then from there, finished up inside the top 10, I'm pretty sure. I closed out of the session. But otherwise, you had a fantastic job, or did a fantastic job all night, and super, super impressed with the way you ran tonight.
Yeah, I tried a different strategy. As the last race, I had nothing to lose. I was like, we'll see what happens. And I wanted to wait until I had like a lap to go and fuel, thinking somebody would come out and probably lose it and bring a caution, but that never happened. So you're running 2.5 seconds slower per lap on old tires. Everybody pit 10 laps before me, so do the math, that's like 20 seconds. So that wasn't really a smart move. But I think the most fun I had was back on lap 36 when we were 3 wide with Dustin and Jacob.
Yeah, you guys were battling really hard there. I mean, throughout the whole night, just overall fantastic race from everybody. Obviously, I know you're just a racing connoisseur, so I'm sure you enjoyed a lot of that. So, how'd you enjoy coming back through the field though for that late run?
Had fun. Once the tires got burned out, I was right around with Adam and Michael, and decided just for fun with 5 to go, run them really hard. So we were pinching and bumping a little bit and just trying to give them a hard time. And yeah, we had a lot of blasts, and eventually gave it up. And they're like, "Hey, that was fun. That was fun." So they had a good time. So, but yeah, it was the last
Showing
races.
the young gun some wheels, huh?
Yeah. So I was just trying to see if I could pinch them a little bit, kind of do the same things I would do to you.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
anyways, it was a good last race. Overall it was nice to see that there was no cautions. It appears there was something happened in the first few laps, and I saw some cars spread out. I don't know what it was, but sorry to whoever that was, and they all got involved. That kind of stinks. But overall, the rest of us got to run it straight out.
Well, man, very impressive run tonight. Obviously, you're going to be a menace in trucks next season. I think you're better in the trucks than you are the ARCA cars. So, obviously, I'm sure you're looking forward to that. And obviously, not the result you wanted tonight, I'm sure. But nonetheless, great race.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about trucks. Generally, it is one of my better vehicle, but then again, the field's absolutely stacked. So I'll be actually happy coming anything better than last. So I think top fives are going to be pretty hard to come by in the truck series. It's going to be ultra competitive, but it makes it a great league. We got great drivers, a lot of great competition. So the trucks will be fun, and the ARCA series will continue to blossom, and that'll be fun too. So next season for both series is going to be outstanding.
I agree 100%. And I look forward to racing with you and go take some deserved time off. And great season. Great job. Great runs. And some great moments, too. Good job, Steve. Thank you.
All right, Rain, Tyler, appreciate the broadcast. You did a great job. So thanks for everything you did all season.
And thank you for putting on the good show. We'll send you back to your team here. And let's get your champion in here, Jacob Bradley.
Yes, indeed. We must talk to the champion of Season 2 of M99 Backmarkers ARCA series. Jacob Bradley showed up out of nowhere at the beginning of the season, had a little bit of a tough start to it, dominated the last half, and here we are, finishing, 27th, just kind of being able to take your time with your current condition and still securing that championship. How you doing, man?
Feeling good about the championship. Not really feeling good with the leg, but uh, really happy to be champion in the series, and it was a really fun season.
Yeah, man, you made it a great show. Obviously, your name got put out there in the Backmarker Racing League due to your incident at Atlanta starting off when we interviewed you, and then your internet said it didn't want to race anymore. Got that win, a possible win taken away from you, and then obviously Watkins Glen, the most popular quote one, where you and Dustin Ball got into it, but after that, it was just domination. You did not let another one get away from you as you went on to win 5 of them. So great job, great season. Just what a great job. Very, very impressive, and a lot of people were kind of defeated whenever they saw you join the server.
Yeah, I know at the end of the season it was kind of rough there for a couple people, but I definitely tried to come back hard after the Watkins Glen incident. I let 2 of them get away from me in the beginning, and I really wanted to kind of show everything I had. So put together a pretty good season. I wish tonight could have ended better, could have got a 6 win, but I'm glad that went out champion in the series.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got the same mindset I do. That's how I felt last season. But great job overall. We were just in awe at the talent that you had this season and the absolute dominance that you put on late in that season. So good job, man. I mean, we just can't say enough other than great job, fantastic, and we look forward to seeing you in trucks next season.
Yep. Hope trucks go well. I'm hoping that I have most of my team. We've had a little bit of a mishap over here. I don't know if I'm gonna have Johnny still, but hopefully that season goes well, and hopefully Payday Racing can keep going.
Yes, sir. Well, congrats. Go celebrate. Great run tonight, even though you're broken, but you still showed up nonetheless and did what you could, right? Put it on the pole. So nice job, man.
I had the fastest lap in me. I could not pit to save my life, but I may have been speeding in at least 3 sections. But yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Send it back to his team, and well,
Absolutely. What an incredible season for him. And I mean, it's the elephant in the room right now. I mean, we're all kind of dancing around it, but as he kind of just alluded to, there's a little bit of a shakeup in Payday. Seemingly after the race, Johnny Raps just left the track. He seemed to have left in quite a huff. And we're really not sure what's going on with that. So this is a lot of interesting story ties that are coming out of this season. It's going to be interesting to see how this leads into trucks at this point.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it was just the incident with the 26 car, but let's do something that we haven't done yet. Let's reveal the Season 3 schedule live. I told everybody in the ARCA chat to tune in real quick,
Uh-oh.
but obviously we'll post it there. So here we go. So Season 3 for ARCA, we have quite a variety of tracks. We have starting off the season opener at Daytona. Obviously, you can't go wrong with that. P2, or race number 2, is going to be Irwindale out in California. It's going to be the outer track, and that's going to be a fun race considering the fact that we have not gone there yet in this series. Phoenix, we saw it in Season 1, not a bad race. It's going to be the new variation of Phoenix, so that'll be a nice little fun night race, kind of like we had the first season. And then race number 4, going to be Road America. That is going to be interesting to watch. It's going to be a shorter race lap count wise in the ARCA cars, but should provide a lot of great racing. It's a great stock car track for a road course. Race number 5, that is going to be Chicagoland. An abandoned track in real life. Hopefully we can get that back, but provide some great racing in this ARCA car, which I mean most of these tracks do. Race number 6, going to see the first dirt track at Volusia Speedway down in Florida. Logan, he's making a great setup for that, and it's going to be a fun race. That track is interesting, to say the least. It's going to be a great show. After that, we got our crown jewel, number 7, Darlington. That race, obviously, this season was a fantastic race. Only, I think, 6 cautions, and we ran a whole Xfinity length race. So, looking forward to see the guys going back there with the throwbacks of the Gen 4. Hopefully we can get another good show there. Race number 8, going to be New Hampshire. That is such a fun track overall. In any sort of car, that track is just, that's a wheelman's track right there. You know you're a solid driver if you can pull away one with around New Hampshire. After that, we're going to go hit our second version of the road courses. It's going to be a Daytona road course, the NASCAR version. So we're going to have the turtles in the chicane so you don't go flying everywhere and hit the grass and die. After that, race number 10, as we round out the season, is going to be, not Chicago, sorry, we switched those up, Kansas. That's going to be a wall riding track. Going to be fun to watch those people rip the fence like that in the Kyle Larson line. And then after that, we have Iowa, number 11. And then, just like how we capped off the season in Season 1, Homestead Miami Speedway, the big blue oval, the traditional oval, going to put on some great racing like it did Season 1. So 12 races next season, and I really hope that we get a big turnout once again like we did this season. Should be very fun to watch.
Absolutely. What an incredible reveal there for ARCA Season 3. Season 3. Can you believe that? Could you have imagined we'd have made it to a Season 3 here?
Not at all. We're approaching a year, too, of backmarkers in general. And then after this summer, it'll be 1 year of ARCA, so it'll probably be Season 4 by the time we hit 1 whole year of ARCA racing, and probably Season 2 of trucks. So this league has just been growing overall. A lot of people joining, and a lot of good people joining too, to say the least. A lot of talent. So we just have so many things going on in this league, and I only expect it to go up from here. Everybody has just played a fantastic role in it, and whoever's watching, whether it's a fan, whether it's a driver, whether it's somebody in the league or not, thank you guys for joining. You guys make this league worth it. There have been times where I think all of us are probably like, I don't know if I want to do this, until you see a good race like this, then it inspires you. You're like, I want to either A, get in there and race again, or I want to help out this league. I want to see it grow. I want to see this become more mainstream and watch this league grow tremendously the way it has, and hopefully we can continue this exponential growth. Just been fantastic.
Absolutely, but I do got to mention, you said a word there that was really important, I think. You said the word talent. And that's such an important word for what's coming outside of ARCA that we haven't really talked about whatsoever so far on the entire stream. I think it's time we reveal
not just talent,
but
we got D talent coming
talent.
next.
Yes,
or
sir.
duh talent, if you will.
Whatever you want to say.
Hey,
Either
as long
way.
as it consists of talent in the name, announcing and racing is his game, baby. This is
That's right.
the Lee's Clint Boyer, gonna be fun next season. Replacing one Tyler with another for the trucks. How you feeling for it?
Man, I'm excited. All these fast guys moving up really helps me for ARCA next season. But really just gonna put on a good show for trucks. So super excited about that.
Yeah, man. Well, we are super excited to have you up in here next season. I know I'm going to hand the reins off to a great person for the trucks, and hopefully you'll be in trucks next season. And I'll be back to announcing the trucks, and then I'll be able to scream at Mr. Clint Boyer of the league.
Man, I'm excited to run the trucks too eventually. I really like the trucks. They just, I don't know, suit more of my driving style. This car, you have to be so much on edge, and I was always just worried about wrecking myself, looking like an idiot. So, uh, but yeah, I was actually just talking to Carter, and I noticed on the first run, uh, after we pitted, I looked at my tire wear, and my right front was at 3%.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what
So
we like to
I'm
see.
pretty sure if I would have let go another couple laps, I'd have probably fenced it.
You would have brought that right front home in
My-
shambles.
My dogs were barking.
Well, I mean, Mr. Barnett, I mean, now that we have Mr. DeTalon in here, we've revealed that he's the broadcast partner for myself in this truck series.
Yes.
I think there's something really important that the audience at home needs to be aware of. We have never revealed the truck series sponsor, nor have we revealed the schedule. I think now's the best time we could possibly do it.
May as well. We're not going to be broadcasting for a little bit in the ARCA series, but we are going to be broadcasting in the late model stock series that is going to be going live next Monday, just so you guys know. Tune into that. It's going to be a fantastic time, which is going to be another announcement right after I finish this one. But kicking off season 1 is going to be the SLI Design Slide Designs, Mr. Steve Loving himself. He's going to be sponsoring the truck series. We're going to have a nice, pretty red banner. And I'm super excited and super thankful that Steve is able to provide his sponsorship. He makes some great paint schemes, like top tier NASCAR level paint schemes. And I know I'm gonna try and get a couple of his done for the season. I feel like I'm gonna have a new truck for every single race of the season. But but I am just so thankful that he's gonna be taking in that sponsor role. And don't forget, you want to reveal the ARCA sponsor next season too?
Well, we might as well, but I mean, we should probably continue on the truck so we don't get too off pace here.
Hey, we are the ARCA series, but for the schedule for the truck series, let me pull that thing up right now.
I'm so
We
excited. to
do
hear
have
this.
it
I've
on
been
screen
waiting for
right
this.
now so that everybody at home can see the flyer design for the NASCAR Backmarkers Slide Designs Truck Series. Season 1 schedule, it will still be Thursday nights. That's right, ARCA is moving to Tuesday nights, and the truck series will inherit the Thursday night time slot. So, you're already here. Same time, same place. Come show up, watch the truck series, but even more importantly, make sure you set your calendar, set your timers, go tune in so that you can be watching on Tuesday nights. You don't want to miss out on ARCA Season 3. It's going to be incredible. As we take a look here at Season 1, too. What's that?
Can't be forgetting late models either. We got 3 nights
late
of broadcasting.
Models? Of course.
But I think we should unleash this this big announcement too. As you can see in our chat, our live chat right now, one of the first comments, it's going to be the Backmarker Racing YouTube channel is coming into play. We're going to try to move everything we can over there. And unfortunately, I think we are going to be severing our ties with Extreme Sim TV, but it's just going to make it easier on all of us. We're going to be able to post our highlights of the races, maybe some radioactives, be a lot more active on the YouTube channel nonetheless.
Oh,
A lot
boy.
of, yeah, right?
Have that bleep button ready.
Oh, yeah, that bleep button will be on cue. Super easy, don't worry about it. But thank you for everything, Matthew. If you are tuning into this, I'll send this to you too, but thank you for everything that you have done. You've broadcasted 2 seasons of Tour Mod, late models, and now 2 seasons of ARCA as well. So, been with us for a long, long time. Matthew, our first broadcaster. We're going to hand the reins back off to him, let him do what he has to do. We'll probably pop in occasionally as broadcasters if he needs some help. But overall, Backmarkers YouTube is now up and ready to play.
Wow, what an incredible series of announcements that is. Look, I mean, back to back, we have ARCA Season 3. I mean, we're about to announce the title sponsor for ARCA Season 3. We just dropped the ARCA Season 3 schedule. We've just dropped the Backmarkers Truck Series coming out. we've dropped the schedule for Backmarkers Truck Series. The new commentator Tyler DeTalent's been announced, and the formation and drop of the YouTube channel Backmarkers Racing. I mean, all of that all in one night just on this season finale. I mean, that is so much happening so quickly, so exciting where things are heading right now. I mean, I couldn't imagine that we'd be where we are at this point, but the content that we're looking to create, the stuff we're looking to put together with people, as we said, you can't say enough thanks to Extreme Sim TV and Matthew Johnson for everything that he ended up doing for us by allowing us to stream here. But as we said, it's just a little easier on our channel. We can make sure all of our streams are uploaded there, and all of our content is all found in one location, so that viewers who are looking for backmarkers maybe just don't have to go sift through a channel where, Matthew, he's a power hitter. He's streaming like 27 leagues at a time. So this is gonna
He's just scooting in and out to each one of them.
that's right. This is gonna make things a little easier on everyone, and it will still be, as Tyler said, affiliated in some way. But we're working, as we said, on some possible radioactive type videos right now, and we're kind of experimenting with how we're gonna pull all that off. So get really excited for this upcoming season. I think we might be ready to announce the sponsor.
I think so. You want to do that honor? I did the trucks. You got the ARCA series.
I mean, hey, I think you should announce the ARCA series.
All right.
You'll still be running that.
I will. Heck no, I'm gonna be out here announcing. I'll be back in the booth with you in that at least. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I know why we both didn't want to say the sponsor.
Why is that, Tyler?
I think you and I both know. But anyways, Nathan Gentry or Gentry? I keep on forgetting.
Gentry.
Nathan Gentry. Don't worry about it. Ref didn't see it. All I know is Nathan, my man right there, the man from Florida, the Florida man himself, Mr. High Budget Ross Chastain out here in the 9 car. He is going to take on the full sponsorship of the ARCA season next season, and he is going to do a fantastic job. He is one of the most active people in this Discord, in the server, and as an admin too. He provides great ideas. He's throwing a lot of money at this league as well. I am just at a loss with how fantastic he has been in this admin role. So, Nathan, thank you so much for sponsoring this upcoming season. Going to be a lot of prize money on the line for those of you guys still in ARCA, and it's going to be fantastic under his ruling, and going to be fantastic with us back in the booth, Rain. Going to go for a second season here, and we're going to be polishing off some bugs, and it's going to be a flawless season in the booth. I'm giving us big expectations. If we lose, we're fired.
That's a very interesting way to put it, but for sure we've ironed out a lot of the kinks over this season. You guys have sat through some stuff, and I mean, it might not have immediately appeared to some of you, but stream quality went quite a ways up over the past 2 streamed races, and there is good reason for that. We are working with brand new equipment finally, and we are in a position to be able to really maximize production overall for these broadcasts so they're top quality. We're working on making sure everybody's hardware is up, and we're also working on some really interesting different plugins we can potentially use in our streaming software, potentially to have dash cams of drivers, the desk cams to see them driving and kind of be able to put that side by side with what they're racing.
Which I'm going to throw in a point really quick too. With that desk cam, possibly, not 100% sure, but possibly in the future, they could be wearing their own trucks or their own cars. If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yes,
we got
indeed.
so much to announce here, so much to unpack. We're going to have to make a separate video on its own. We're going to have to open up the YouTube with a sick little intro. Oh, podcast, cough.
Well, I mean, with that being said, all of that being led down, if you want more information, there's really only a couple places you're going to get it. Go on to YouTube right now. You got the search bar. Go follow and subscribe to the Backmarkers Racing channel. Make sure you're subscribed to that. At the same time, you're clicking subscribe anyway. Subscribe to Extreme Sim TV. You're right here. They are incredible. You want to watch some other racing? It's all happening here. You're going to want to make sure you check that out too. And additionally, for all of the news and information about drops, our Facebook page is very regularly updated, Backmarkers Racing League, as well as our Instagram is pretty regularly updated. I'm sure we'll have some drops about stuff coming in the upcoming weeks. And we have a Twitter. I just don't know that we use it very much, but it is there. So if we have some information, you might find it there. Either way, you're gonna need to go follow those individual accounts if you want to keep up with us, because there is a lot of moving happening, and it's gonna be big for the future of Backmarkers Racing League.
100%. And I think that's going to be good, man. I think we can go and let the viewers rest after just dumping a ton of great racing, actually. Not just some good battles here and there, but the whole race was fantastic. After dumping that all on them, overloading them with, like 7 metric tons of information. We got Tyler in the booth screaming at me. We got 2 Tylers in the booth. This is terrifying now. This is just disaster waiting to happen. I think we send them off with a high note of how great this race was.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Let's go ahead and end this thing out and give everybody the opportunity to say, thank you from all of us here at Backmarkers Racing. Thank you from the very bottom of our hearts. And we hope to see you returning for ARCA Season 3, starting very soon, as well as Truck Series Season 1, coming as well around the same time. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to the new Backmarkers channel. It's where you're going to end up finding this new stuff. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, those being M99 GRAFX, Logan Monteith. You can go follow him at M99 GRAFX over on Instagram. Extreme Sim TV, our broadcast partner, our race sponsors, especially for this race, Shark RC. And as well, thank you to all of you, because we couldn't do this without you. So, from the rest of this broadcast booth, we're just going to go ahead and sign off for this night and say thank you for tuning in this season, and we hope to see you real soon. Goodbye and good night.